Hey. Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm here from the Government of Canada, but as you might have noticed if you're quick on the uptake, I don't sound particularly Canadian. So I'm actually one of these folks, or I was up until 6 weeks ago. I was a British civil servant, and this is the picture that a lot of people think of when they think of the British civil service. I actually come from somewhere that looks a little bit more like this. And apparently this picture contains two things which are unfamiliar to a Canadian audience, the game of Conkers and bunting. But if you want to know more about either of those Britishisms, then we can do that afterwards. I come from the Government Digital Service in the UK. This was formed at the centre of the British government to shake up the way that we did things, to stop the British government from putting themselves first and start putting users first. Best startup in Europe we can't invest in, we got termed. So we did some cool stuff. We built some government websites, we built some services that were award-winning, but more importantly, that actually worked for the people that had to use them, which was pretty revolutionary, as unexciting as that may sound. But this wasn't just about changing services. This wasn't just about making things better for individual users. This was about shaking up the whole system of government in the UK. So one of the ways that we did that was we really shook up some of our procurement mechanisms. We introduced new ways for people in government to buy the things that they needed easily and quickly, and we introduced new ways for people outside of government to be selling in. And by doing that, we changed our marketplace from looking like this, 12 suppliers largely centred around London, that's where that little dot is in the corner, to a much broader supply base. And I'm just showing this to the people who say this can't be done, government can't change the way it does things. Government does things in one way, it's too slow, it's too big a beast, it will never change. It can. It's happened in the UK, we can do it here in Canada. This now represents a particular framework for digital and tech sales that's had almost £2 billion, so that's, I guess, almost $4 billion. 56% of that is to small businesses now, since we've introduced new ways of working. So why should you care? So we're not in the UK, we're in Canada, why does this matter to you? This matters because the federal budget on IT in a year is $6 billion. That is a huge market, and that is just the federal IT budget. So that's not provincial, it's not municipal. That is a huge market to get into. We think a lot, and I've heard a lot today about B2B, B2C. B2G is a big market that your startups are not a part of. And that's not your fault, that's our fault. That's our fault because our processes have sucked. There is no way to get into this market at the moment if you are a startup. And that's the thing that we want to change. And that $6 billion market is a great one, is a big one. But there's also 36 million people who are on the end of that. So I think there's a lot of you here who the reason you're doing this is about the money. But there are also people here, or people who you work with, who aren't just here for the money, who maybe are here because they want to do something that has an impact on people, that has a positive impact on people. Getting to be part of a government market isn't just about the money, it's about making things that help make people's lives better. And for many people, that's a really exciting job. That's why I work in government. I think you'll have people who like that as well. So now is our time to do this. Now is our time. This is the reason that I'm in Canada. This is the reason I'm here, because I feel like this is a time that Canada can make a change and can push ahead and do things differently. We have real political support for doing this. This is a quote from our minister in the Treasury board, which is the department that I work in. No more blind marriages with big IT. This is our minister saying this. More show, less tell. More working prototypes. This is our chance to change the system as a whole. Get better results for government, that's the thing I care about. I actually care about the better results for the users. Get better results for businesses across Canada as well. So we're starting out trying some different approaches. We want to show that government can do procurement differently. We want to show that we can do things in a different way. So we're launching our first challenge-based procurement for a digital service later this week on Friday. We're going to be doing things in a really different way. We want to get help to make services better. we've got loads of government problems we need fixing. We're going to take one example. We're going to make a highly competitive approach. We're going to do this fast. We're going to have a prize. We're going to be launching on Friday. We're going to be asking people to develop prototypes. We're going to be 8 weeks from launching the challenge to awarding a prize. It's all going to be open. We're going to be putting a big emphasis on open code, working in the open. This is all really new stuff for government. We're going to be starting quite small. The first prize is going to be reasonably small for government scale. But then if this works, if we can prove that doing something in a different way works, we can scale this up and we can make this bigger. So if you want a part of that $6 billion, if you want to be a part of what government is doing, of this huge market that is out there where we want to work with you, you could do two things. You could get a big legal team. You could go out there, compete with the big boys, get an office in Ottawa, get a sales team, send them to come and meet us, take us out for lunch, whatever you think it takes to get there. Or we can do something different. And we can say, how do we change this system? How do we change the government system so that it isn't about being a big supplier? So that people with brilliant ideas and brilliant expertise, wherever they are in the country, can be part of that. And that's what we need your help with, because we don't have the answers in government. But if you're on an incubator, if you're running one of these, you know these people, you know what we need to do to get there. So we'd love your help to help us shape where we go next with this. We really want you to help us shape these next challenges. We want to be out working with people across the country, holding these in places which work, so that they work for the startup, so that they work for you. And the first time we do this, we're probably not going to get it right, but that's okay. If we'll get bits of it right, we won't get other bits of it right, we'll iterate our approach, we'll do something slightly different next time. The really important thing for us is to show that we can do this differently. So these are my contact details. Please take a photo of them, take a note of them. I really want to hear from you. We really want your help. We're going to be tweeting about this, we're going to be blogging about this, and we're going to be making all these opportunities open and available. But we would love to hear from you, and we would love to have involved. And I'm exactly on time. So thank you very much.